Ornn with the wind wall. You can basically shut down the entire ult, which is a huge team fighting ult. So if they can shut that down, team fights are going to be in their favor. Win conditions for Blade Fusion, I would say, is just getting into the late game. Getting that scaling up. Feeding this Kai'Sa. Braum needs to be risking his life to keep this Kai'Sa alive. Zed hopefully applying pressure towards the bot lane. I wouldn't worry too much about that Ornn. He can usually handle himself. And then Ornn being selfless enough to give Kai'Sa all the kills is kind of what I'm looking for from Blade Fusion.
Absolutely, yeah. I've been playing a lot of Kai'Sa lately, and when she is 16-3, which is what I was last night, she is a nuclear bomb. She just blows everyone up. And so yeah, if we can, especially with Ornn being able to increase their upgrade, that's the word I was going for, upgrade their items even more. I want them to succeed as long as they can just last out until the late game.
I think that's their win condition. Whereas for Garcrush, I think it's going to be all about either the Lucian or the Yasuo. They need to choose one, and they need to focus on them. Get them early game kills. Lucian can definitely just snowball the game. So can Yasuo. All they need is a couple kills under their belt, and they'll be able to take over the game.
Absolutely. There's going to be an uphill battle, though, for Fireblade and for Jexter in that bot lane with the Lucian, but especially with the Soraka. Raka anywhere on this map. Raka top, Raka jungle. I don't know. I'm goofing on that. But Raka top, Raka support. She is so clutch in saving team fights. You can dive towers with Sejuani and Lucian and Soraka, and no one will ever die because the Sejuani will just soak so much damage up, and Raka will just heal it all back immediately. And so it's going to be such a difficult lane for them in the early.
It's going to be horrible. And Soraka just recently got nerfed as well because of her top lane presence. But honestly, it didn't do much. She's still a monster. She's still being played top lane. She's still be playing as a support. Yeah, I mean, honestly, good all-around support. Problem kind of with that lane a little bit is Soraka needs, a little bit more mana. She needs probably like up until level 6 to kind of get the healing that Lucian needs. So hopefully you can play it safe enough to just kind of, kite him off, not take too much damage, trade properly. Soraka can fill in the blanks, and hopefully they stomp that lane. That'd be fun to see. Absolutely.
So we do have to wait for our spectator delay, and it looks like we've got about 45 seconds until we jump officially into game. Final thoughts. I know we've talked a lot, but let's just say black and white, who's going to win and who's going to lose.
My
just
prediction,
straightforward.
I'm going to put it on Garcrush. I like the way that G2 performed. Now here's G1. Fan of the Garcrush, I guess, series of teams. I don't know exactly what they are, but hey, I'm gonna jump on the Garcrush Jeep here and hopefully take it to victory.
I'm gonna jump on that train with you. I think Garcrush has it. It's just a safer team in my opinion. Blade Fusion can do it, and if they do, it will be done in style. They will absolutely style on Garcrush if they can get it, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult to execute with their team composition. And with that, we're in.
We are in. And one lane we didn't go over very well is the mid lane.
Okay.
We got Fable against who's the mid laner for Blade Fusion? It's
it's Sky High Tom.
Sky High Tom.
My boy Tom.
My man Tom. Something about Fable is he does not normally play Malzahar. He plays a lot of Sylas, which is why we saw the Sylas ban.
Right.
Some Victor, which is another control mage, and Talent. So he does like the early game engages. He likes playing the assassins, jumping on him. So hopefully he can pull it off as a control mage using the Malzahar. If he can just kind of keep the Zed where he is, not feed him. He himself does not need to get fed. But if he can just keep the Zed where he is, not give him any kills, I think that Garcrush will have a huge advantage.
With that Malzahar, absolutely. The question is does Fable have patience? Because that's
my concern.
That's your number one trait for
concern.
Every control mage is having patience and then just capitalizing on their mistakes.
Exactly. And when you see a Talon player, it concerns me a little bit because
True.
Talon is all about
He's in.
He goes. So I want to see patience from Fable today. I want to see him scale up to that point where he can push waves with little mana and then just rotate around the map, either helping out the Yasuo or down in the bottom with Crash Can.
Absolutely. Welcome to Summoner's Rift, everybody. What is up with these pings? We can be done with that, everybody.
Looks like we had a little standoff here with Sky High Tom.
Don't worry, they get their pings get timed out. They can only ping so many times per person.
I think they're just gonna go for the Nexus right now. That's what they're pinging.
Yep, why not? Why not? Who told you that you have to knock down all the towers before you start hitting Nexus?
I think
a video
Ryan,
game? I don't think
Ryan
so.
would debate with us, but hey, if you can do it, do it.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no way, but that is definitely #1 objective is getting that Nexus. 122 into the game here. We'll have buffs starting up in just 1 second.
Dead beat on the Elise. It's going to be interesting to see if she can pull off a couple ganks. Like, I would really like to see her focus on the bot lane here with Jackster and the Fireblade.
Yeah, absolutely. Elise, Elise, I have mixed feelings about because she's such a strong early game champion that her job is to steamroll mid and late game. Like, she will not be viable at the end of this game.
No.
So Deadbeat really needs to focus in. He needs to hone in and absolutely just start showing up in every single lane he can, trying to get those leads now instead of trying to go for full farms and blowing people up in the mid game. He's got to have that presence now.
Oh, and an interesting, just looking at the itemization, Yasuo knows that he can kind of bully Orin out a little bit in the early game, so he started with the Cole, hoping to get a little bit bigger advantage in CS, knowing that he can control those waves a little bit better. And here, this is what I was looking for.
Okay, yeah.
This is what I was looking for. Let's see it. Here comes the Cocoon. Ooh, nice. Waiting for the dash. Absolutely beautiful, holding out that Cocoon.
Absolutely fantastic play there from Deadbeat, making sure that patience, as you're saying, waiting for the Cocoon for him to dash so that the Cocoon will surely land. And now there's that presence. Ooh. Did Deadbeat know that Sejuani was there? I don't think there were any wards.
She poked her head out of the bush. I think Zed saw her mid lane.
Okay. I was like, wow, that was...
It would not have been fun if she walked into that lane, because Malzahar did have a little bit more priority, so he could have... he maybe could have responded a little bit quicker, but...
Absolutely. Now we're back to the solid farming. As we can see, Fable, in the map at least, Fable is able to push forward that mid lane more. He's always going to have that priority just with his minions being able to have more attack damage on the minions there.
Yep. And just the Malefic Visions is just, it pushes. And you can't get close to the minions that are about to die, because then you contract the Malefic Visions. So, not a fun lane, especially
PSA,
as a melee champ.
PSA for everybody, stay away from Malefic Visions there, or you will catch it. It is very contagious.
Spotted by Elise. All right. It looks like in the bot lane, Lucian, they did get the push. Look at that.
Ooh.
They got her low. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see this early game pressure, taking the trades when you can. You do out-trade her early. She doesn't have the attack speed or the damage to keep up with you, so good on Lucian.
Yeah, absolutely. Kai'Sa, though, she becomes an atomic bomb if you let her.
Yep.
It's a slow ramp up, especially depending on what Kai'Sa buys, and Fireblade hasn't even decided what he wants to buy yet. Okay, we do have that pickaxe coming through.
Rageblade is what I'm guessing.
I'm assuming it's going to be a Rageblade start. A lot of people like the Manamune start, so they get tier, which still negate, like, it extends the time in which Kai'Sa actually deals damage. But I think a pickaxe is a good start, just to make sure that he's not pushed out of lane every 2 seconds. Every time he gets back to lane, he gets pushed out. So.
And if he's getting pushed under tower as well, the pickaxe does help. If you can't afford the BF sword, pickaxe is the next best thing. So it does help with CSing.
Absolutely. Kotagu here is able to push all of his lanes. Looks like he's going to just stay and buy. That's the beauty of Orin. You can stay and buy. You can't even back to buy.
You know, that's always a fun challenge to do. How long can you stay without backing? But He does have his Balmy Cinder, which is huge now with the buffs.
Yes.
Especially on Ornn. It's a must-have. It was before, but it even is more so now.
Absolutely.
Vision control by Deadbeat. Taking control of that Dragon Pit. They do have priority bot. Good move.
They might want to just go for the Dragon right now. Yeah, it looks like they're going to start it here.
Yeah, Savage Beast is topside jungle. There's no way that he can contest this. So I think he's doing the right move, just farming the top lane. Once he sees that the Dragon has been taken, he should go up into her jungle and try to steal a couple camps or look for that top lane gank, which is...
Yeah, looks like we do see a gank showing up. That would be a better play than just trying to get 1 or 2 camps here.
Exactly. Kogatu had the flash still. Not much you can do after that. Got the flash. That opens up potential for the regank, though.
Yeah, absolutely. He's dead for another 5 minutes there. He's not actually dead. He's a tanky boy.
He has potential to die.
But he has the potential to die. Yeah, if you burn that flash, it's always a good time to be there. But a solid presence from Sejuani there. Savage Beast, though, losing that first dragon, should probably try and either focus in on getting that Rift Herald that's going to spawn, I think, in the next minute and a half.
And heal coming out of Crash Can. They threw the Ignite on him. Looks like they must have gotten probably a good Braum stun on him.
That concussion from Braum is pretty insane. Yeah, it's never a good time because it not only applies the stacks of Braum's stun, as well as it just slows you in the first place. So he's barreling towards you, and you're like, can't even do anything right now.
Yeah, I feel like my anxiety just rises as the Braum stacks go up.
Absolutely. So, okay, back and forths here. We're at 7.5 minutes, only 1 kill. 1 solid gank came through. Actually, technically 2 with Savage Beast here was able to get the flash out of Ornn, but we had that kill on Yasuo. So it's a pretty relaxed game with a little bit of a gold lead for Blade Fusion.
I do appreciate the patience, especially because both these teams have very viable late game carries. We have GC with the Yasuo, great late game champ. Whereas with Blade Fusion, you have Ornn, you have Kai'Sa, you got a couple other ones. So I do appreciate the patience. I would really like to see GC1 pull a little more aggression in the bot lane. Ooh, and it looks like we have a little rotation here.
I like this idea because they can get the push in the mid lane, especially, I mean, Malzahar is able to push well, but if there's 2 people, there's a lot of presence there. We do have... Okay, nothing's going down yet, but it was looking like it could be spicy.
Yep.
But you get that mid lane push from the AD carry, and then you've got presence to get the Rift Herald showing up in the pit up north, up top, I guess. And so as we can see, Elise is showing up in that top lane on the map. They might be engaging. Yasuo's burnt down into a kill. There we go.
Cub Step getting taken down again, getting a little over aggressive.
And that's a free Herald right there.
That's exactly what it is. That's the thing with the rotation. They got basically a free Herald and a good gank off.
Yeah. I do not know if they knew that the Sejuani backed, but the Sejuani backed, and that's though like it's not like she could come in and 1v3 these people, but she's not going to get that rift. Wow, it goes in.
Oh, and she challenged it. Who took it down?
Oh, Elise got it.
Elise got it. Okay, timed her smite right, but it was not a bad call. She knew that she could jump right back out if she needed to. Just took the blast cone over. Honestly, can't blame her. Whenever you see an objective like that, you always want to jump over and get it.
Absolutely. She with Sejuani's dash, she can get out it just as easily as long as there's that blast cone. So, all right, back to laning at this point. We got a Rift Herald showing up for Blade Fusion. Things are looking pretty good for them.
They are.
They just have to be patient about it.
You are 100% right there. And another thing that I like about this lane swap here is Sky High Tom on Zed. He can easily take out either Soraka or Lucian. I'd recommend Soraka, but he can take him out and then dip. So he does still have a threatening presence in the bot lane.
Yeah. Absolutely. I would like to see him jump on that Soraka. I think all of Garcrush's team fights are centered upon Soraka and her ultimate and her use of her heals. And so if he jumps in, gets the Soraka and dies, that is a win for Blade Fusion. And 9 times out of 10, I say that's a win for Blade Fusion. If you get the Lucian, that's fine. You got to kill him on Lucian, but you've still got heals coming through.
Yep.
Pestilence
that's
is still
I'd
just
recommend
hitting W.
Ooh, and she catches out the Sejuani with the cocoon. No follow-up there, but it was a nice little trade showing her dominance.
Yes, Sejuani gets tanky very quickly. She does have her Bami Cinder as well, and so that's going to help once she gets Cinder Hulk finally completed. So.
Looks like we're going to contest Dragon here. It is a 4v3 currently with GC1 with advantage. Oh, and the Malzahar stun comes out, coming up against the Kaisa. Took her out like it was nothing. Zed comes in, and the Glacial Prison takes him down. They're following up with the Elise.
Wow.
Oh, and the Repel barely saves her for another second, but it is not enough. That was a 3-for-0 trade.
Great call from Garcrush to really move in on this game, on this 4v3 basically. I guess technically it was a 4v4 because it was they have all of the engage right there. There was not the engage tools of Ornn weren't there. And so they just had to be slowly pushed off, but they were like, "No, we got to get that dragon." And that is what was led to their fall is they just couldn't give it up. They couldn't walk away. And unfortunately they lost 3 and lost a dragon as well. It's 1 dragons each. We got an ocean and a mountain drake through. Looks like we do have a cloud drake to give us our soul.
Cloud map. It's not going to be actually like that's pretty great. It's pretty great on Lucian, especially because with the ult he gains movement speed after he ults. So I think it would be great for Garchomp here. Here comes the replay.
Once again.
Watch Fable here. He sees Fireblade overextended, flashes, and instantly goes in to the Nether Grafts, and they just take him down. And then you have Zed coming in here on the back line. Sejuani saves her Glacial Prison, takes him down, and then just clean up here at this point, taking down the Elise. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Fable absolutely created that team fight with his ultimate. Good stuff there. It looked like Sky High Tom really was just trying to get some consolation prize and unfortunately lost it there. And so he probably could have just walked away, but he felt like he needed to get a little bit more. But we do have the Rift Herald out here, able to take down, or at least take the first turret low.
Ooh, and they get Sejuani so low. Savage Beast almost done, but they turn it, taking down Jexter. Crash Can comes out with the ult, taking down Elise as well, maybe? Where's the dash? Crash Can. There we go. Trying to use the alcoves, but it is not enough.
The sweep of the flail from Sejuani is what clipped Elise right there. That's amazing. And we do have first turret dropped right here in the bot lane. First turret, first blood of turret. Garcrush won.
Not bad. Not bad. I liked the response. So they put down the Rift Herald. Blade Fusion put down the Rift Herald, expecting to get that first turret. They tower dive onto Sejuani. Fortunately, she had just barely finished her Cinder Hulk, so she was super tanky, took everything they had to give her, walked away, and then they couldn't get the turret. They actually took down Jexter in the process. And now they returned with the first turret.
I think the biggest thing that Blade Fusion is now making mistakes on is the fact that they need their Ornn. Their team isn't exactly an all-engaged tower diving team. That's Sejuani. That's Malzahar. Those are the people that go under tower and get kills. But when you have a Braum for an engage, I don't think that's the right way to take it. So, Kogatu, please show up somewhere, Yep.
I really would have liked to see him use his teleport there objectively. Maybe teleport to a minion that's being turret aggroed. That way they have a little more, room to actually. Oh, and we got another team fight breaking out here. Savage Beast getting caught out. They are stuck in the Baron pit. Are they going to be able to get out? Oh, and Cubstep goes in. Deadbeat flashes in onto the Elise, but can't quite bring her down.
Wow. Malefic Vision didn't kill her.
Savage Beast is a beast. Barely misses. Barely misses on Fireblade.
That was close. That was absolutely close.
Yes, I am speechless after that. I thought for sure Savage Beast and Cubstep were going to fall. But fortunately for GC1, it was only Cubstep. And they are looking to start up this Rift Herald here. And Blade Fusion still does have all 5 members remaining. Cubstep's coming into the
He's
fight,
back.
though.
He's in.
Oh, and Sky High Tom getting a little aggressive. Puts everything he
Ooh.
can onto the Soraka, but it isn't quite enough with that barrier.
The barrier saved Soraka's life right there. Pestilence having burn the barrier. Good play. Soak up that damage, and everyone's still alive. So good stuff coming in here from Garcrush. The Malzahar Fable is doing everything correctly, focusing the right people, especially that Kai'Sa, getting his ultimate down, making sure that she can't make plays anymore, and then the Malefic Visions that were stacked on her forced her to keep walking away, because if she were to come back, a couple of auto attacks would have taken her down. It didn't kill her, to the fortune of Blade Fusion, but still nothing.
She also had to blow her flash in that whole ordeal. So it's another 5 minutes where Fireblade is going to be down on the flash. Sejuani doing the exact same thing that Deadbeat was doing earlier, just showing her dominance.
Mm-hmm.
I could go on you, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, why not? I'll walk up. I'll walk away. Nothing will happen, because I'll just heal it all back up again. All right, they do want this dragon, though, and it looks like Garcrush 1 has better priority, better vision right now.
They do. And something to look at is right now Blade Fusion does have Sky High Tom up top just split pushing.
Ooh.
So if they can delay this long enough, they actually win it. Oh, but the Glacial Prison comes out onto Deadbeat. He repels, but it's only going to save him for a little bit longer. They take him down. And then we have Cubstep coming in with the culling coming out from Crash Can and another Nether Grasp on the Ornn. Can they finish him? Oh,
wow.
And the ult coming out of Cubstep. Absolutely beautiful. Everyone just synergizing off each other. I absolutely love it.
Such strength coming in Cubstep here with the double ult. Got the first kill and then dropped Jexter down to practically nothing. And so Cubstep is really online at this point. And Garcrush 1, it's looking almost inevitable.
Yes, it's fairly bleak, but they still do have the scaling. They can still come back. They just need patience. If they would have just let that fight, delayed it a little bit longer, not gotten caught out, then Sky High Tom actually would have gotten a tower for free. They may have lost Dragon, but at least it would have been a trade.
Mm-hmm. All right. Zed showing up in the top lane. Sky High Tom might get pinched off right here.
He still does have a tier 1 turret to fall back to, but it is a 3v1.
Oh, yeah.
There's the Rift coming out. Crash Can's coming up as well. This is just a dead tier 1. Not much you can do about this.
Run away, Sky High Tom. Run away. You have no power here.
All right, so here comes the rest of Blade Fusion. Taking down the Rift. It was used for its purpose. Got him another tier 1, and that is all tier 1 turrets taken out on Blade Fusion's side.
And the struggle that Blade Fusion has now at this point is you could see all 5 members had to go up to that top lane to drop all of those minions and the Rift Herald and make sure that Sky High Tom doesn't die. And while that was happening, Fable was pushing the mid lane, forcing now them to rotate to the mid lane. And you can see the minions are in the bot lane are showing up just up at the tower as well. And so Sky High Tom has to rotate there. And now they have no control of the map. They are finally able to push it up to this first tower, but still the wave clear is just insane coming through on Cubstep and on Crash Can.
All right, so it looks like they're sending Fable to the bot lane to respond to Sky High Tom's push. Probably the best decision. He still does have teleport advantage actually over Sky High Tom. So good decision. If a fight breaks out, Fable can teleport.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Almost feel like it's the calm before the storm right now.
We have hit the 20-minute mark here, so Baron is up, and Garcrush, they're setting up vision. They want this quick. They want it now. And so we do have a control ward already set up in the pit, as well as a few just regular vision wards going on in the Pixel Brush and other River Bush.
They are playing the vision game better than they could. This is absolutely the best.
Yep, that's all they see, and it's a zombie ward in their blue side. That's all they can see right now. Blade Fusion, just they have no semblance of neutral objective control right now, and so the Baron has started. We'll have to see if anything occurs if they decide to show up.
If they can pull them off this Baron, Sky High Tom just got a free turret. And they did. Baron's going to reset. Oh, but the Nether Grasp coming out onto the Ornn. Kugatu couldn't quite finish him off.
That's a big Ornn. The Ornn can soak up quite a bit of damage there. Oh, no.
Oh, but Deadbeat is getting caught out again. Tries to go in on Pestilence, but couldn't quite shut her down. Yasuo coming in, catching out the Braum. That is going to be a tier 2 turret mid.
Good plays coming here from Garcrush. The thing is, Blade Fusion are misstepped. Deadbeat was in lane, too far pushed up, that there was no way that she could get out. Even with a repel to save her life for 2 seconds longer, there's no way. And so Blade Fusion needs to be careful at where they're standing, because they will just get dogpiled on.
So Sky High Tom not only took tier 1 bot turret, but took tier 2 bot turret, and he killed Cubstep in the process.
Which is pretty good. That's a good shutdown coming in right there. I mean, that's granted, I guess technically Cubstep hasn't gotten a kill yet, but he's been very very influential, and now they have that. Yeah, that bot lane is pushed all the way up to the inhibitor towers, forcing Garcrush to have to kind of reel back a little bit, rethink where their positioning is, because they have that bot lane just so exposed at this point.
And I also think that we need to see a little bit more proactivity coming out of Blade Fusion. It's been mostly reactive plays to any engage that GC1 has been pulling on them. But if they can get a good engage with the Ornn ult, and then basically just proactively take out a couple of GC's champions, then they can win these fights. But
I don't think I've seen Kogatu ult once.
Yeah.
When are we going to call the god? When are we going to call the Forge god?
I want to see that big red ram running through the rift.
And now, once again, yeah, they're recreating their vision dominance in that top area, that top half of the map. Baron Pit with that control ward.
And then that single ward. It'll spot any rotation.
Sometimes it's just enough, you know. Sometimes it's enough to really give good information.
All right, we got a replay lined up here, showing Sky High Tom taking down Cubstep here in the top lane.
Oh.
So here's the teleport coming out from Cubstep, and then Sky High Tom just immediately jumps on him, taking him out. And it's brilliant. I think he actually waited for the turret to fall. He waited to finish off the turret until Cubstep came in. One last auto attack. Just finished him off.
And I think that was the big mistake from Cubstep. Though it was, he thought maybe he could get there in time, that the tower wouldn't fall immediately when he completed his teleport. But in hopes that it would be a 2v1 with the tower helping him out. But no, that tower dropped immediately, and he showed up. He's like, oh no. I can't dance around a Zed because he's just so fluid. And so is Yasuo, but when there's no enemy minions to dance around, I mean, how much motion does a Yasuo actually have?
Kogatu, I want to see it. Call the Forge God. Nothing yet. He's biding his time. He's waiting for it. He does have it up.
Stuns come out.
Man, he is making my palms sweat right now. There it is.
There it is.
Let's see him get a triple knockup. Let's go. Let's go finish off Savage Beast. And the Soraka heals. We were talking about it before. It's coming in clutch. And Cubstep goes in, trying to get a couple extra kills. They barely... Are they going to finish off Deadbeat? They will. Sky High Tom does take down Pestilence, though. Brilliant death mark. Brilliant death mark. Oh. No! What? The Malefic Visions!
You just hate to see it. You can't contract, everybody. Don't wash your hands, please. Cough into your sleeves. You can't get Malefic Visions or you will die. Please.
Oh,
and with that, after a 4-for-2, they get tower and it looks like they're going to get inhibitor.
Oh man, yeah, you just need to quarantine yourself. Be the bigger man. Step away from your teammates. Don't let them contract the visions. Doesn't end well. We saw it last week. We're seeing it again this week.
Yeah, once again. And going back to that team fight, Kogatu held his ultimate for far too long.
I agree.
The engage happened far too late, and Blade Fusion was already poked down low. And so the moment they tried to dive in, that's when Cubstep showed up, started splitting the team up, and here we go. We've got the replay right here.
All right, so this is where I'd like to see the call come in.
Right here. Yep.
Right there.
But the culling knocking down low some of the points here. We do have a half health Kaiser right now.
And then it comes out right now, right as Savage Beast is jumping onto Fireblade. And that heal was clutch.
Yeah, Soraka heal, her ultimate, insane.
Heal was clutch.
Good focus coming in from Malzahar onto Sky High Tom here, forcing it all away.
Right here, she needs to back away from Deadbeat.
Use hand sanitizer. Oh.
The Malefic Visions, man.
All right, back into IRL time. We do have the inhibitor in the mid lane down on Blade Fusion, so now they've got to just be careful. They've got to make sure that their mid lane is always cleared out. The waves are cleared out, but they're just pushing right now.
Baron is going to be very threatening.
Oh, wow.
But Deadbeat almost takes down Pestilence. Not going to do it, and unfortunately, he gets caught by the Nethergrass. Fable coming in clutch.
I liked the focus, but the Deadbeat just doesn't have the damage.
No.
It's just not there. And now with the dead jungler on Blade Fusion's side, this next dragon is going to be theirs easily. This looks like this will be Dragon Soul. And that's going to be huge because now we have ultimate cooldowns reduced for everyone, especially Soraka. The Raka. She'll rocka your socks with her heels.
You know what? I do like to see the Cloud Soul on Lucian because he can capitalize on his ult a little bit better with that extra mobility right after he uses it.
Yeah.
So another benefit, but you got some big ultimates here on the side of GC1. You got the Nether Grasp, you got the Glacial Prison, you got the Culling. You just have so many big ultimates that can just be used more often now. More engages.
Absolutely. The only ward poked out, but we do have Void Seeker able to snag the Baron so they can see.
There's Glacial Prison coming out on Deadbeat with the Nether Grasp to follow. Take her down. Taking Deadbeat down like she was nothing. Back on the Baron.
I like that this because now they're just liberally using their ultimates. Ooh.
See, that's right as you said it. Cubstep comes out.
Wow.
And they're just
Ornn is tanky. He soaked up all of the culling right there.
But there's the stacks coming out from Permafrost. And finally, Kogatu falls. Took a lot, but
it took a lot. It took an ultimate, and it took just a chase down all the way to inhibitor tower mid lane.
But they can they're healthy enough to keep hopping right back on this Baron.
Yeah.
And they actually didn't rotate any of their vision. If you look down at Dragon Pit, they have, I think, 3 or 4 control wards just hanging out at Dragon Pit. They should have bought a couple other ones and cleared out the vision in the Baron Pit, but they didn't need to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think they didn't have to expend the extra resources at that point. Their one engage tool, Kogatu, was dead, and so what does Garcrush have to worry about at that point? The rest of this game is going to have to be focused on Kogatu landing clutch ultimates and then Fireblade showing up with his damage.
Yep. And Fireblade is getting to the point where she's dealing massive amounts of damage. She probably wants one more item before we can say that she's at the point where she can start diving in, getting kills, but she's pretty strong right now.
Absolutely.
Oh, and Sky High Tom just catching out Crash Can.
That's what he needs to be doing for the rest of this game.
Yeah.
Sky High Tom has one job, and his job is blow up somebody and run away or die with them. One of the two. Ooh, we had a flash showing up in the top lane, though.
It looks like it was an engage. Oh, and Sky High Tom maybe just getting a little too ahead of himself.
A little bit of a stutter there.
I think that they flash Glacial Prisoned or flash
Malefic Vision. Malefic Vision is burning right now.
Oh my. Look at their health bars.
They took 0 damage.
That's the Soraka for you.
Yep.
Your team can just dive after dive, not worrying about a thing. Looks like they may try to close out the game here. They do have the minions. They do have the Baron. Let's see if they can finish off the remaining members of Blade Fusion and put the nail in the coffin, or the Nexus.
Absolutely. Yeah, look, they're going to go back for that one more inhibitor there. Make sure that it's a clean close out. Oh.
Absolutely taking...
There we go. Now we got a visions of all of the inhibitors there, and yeah, they're gonna
and the
approach right on.
Prison catching Fireblade out, but the heal is there, and the flash gets away. Nether Grasp coming out onto Deadbeat, finish him off. It looks like they're just gonna close out the game here. Kogatu can't do much. Oh, Sky High Tom, but she's got the Zonias and the heals. You're not gonna be able to kill her anymore. Call up the Forge God coming out, focusing down the Cub Step. And it looks like Sabbath Beast is next on the chopping block.
But no, Winion's taking it.
Not much else you could do at that point. What a game. Excitement all around. Excitement all around. I definitely enjoyed it. Honestly, Garcrush just capitalized on what they needed to. Took the early advantages.
Absolutely. I will say the game was won at picks and bans in my head. And it looks like, and they executed as we said, as we predicted, that they are going to be more consistent because they have solid, safe picks. They've got great engage tools with the Sejuani, with the Malzahar, and the only thing that Blade Fusion had was an Ornn, who I only saw 2 Forge God calls.
Yep. Something that I'd like to see from Garcrush in future games is someone a little more engage-oriented in the top lane. I don't think Cub Step necessarily capitalized on the Yasuo, especially with like team synergies. He didn't have much opportunity to get into the back line and take him out. So I would like to see, maybe even something like the Maokai or the Aatrox even, if he wants to go more carry-oriented. But that's my one complaint. Cup Step, he still played well.
Can't complain too much though about that. I mean, let's be real. It's a pretty good game. That was a pretty clean game. It wasn't the cleanest of games, but it was looking pretty early on that Garcrush was going to take this one quick. And so with that, Garcrush won, going 1-2 because they had to forfeit those 2 games. Oh, we do have damages and stats all set up right here if we want to take a look here.
Beautiful. Okay, so take a look at the damages coming out from Fable. He went 9-0-11 this game. In my opinion, the MVP had so many great catch-outs, so many great flash nether grasps. His damage shows how well he played today. Good job, man. Great stuff.
Malzahar is, with his spell shield and everything else just built into his kit, he's just such an annoying champion. And Fable played Malzahar textbook. It was textbook. That's where I'm going
textbook
for.
Perfect. Jason says you're playing textbook perfect. Okay, well, let's look at the other side. What could have they done to maybe get a win or get a win next week?
That's a really good question. I think it comes with their draft. They can't always pick their mains and their pocket picks of champions here. but they need to know where their strengths lie. And we saw that they were hoping to get those tower dives in, which failed. They didn't disengage, which is what their composition was a disengage comp back into a re-engage.
Yeah.
And so I think a big thing is understanding where their composition is, where their win condition is specifically, and then play around it. If it means that you have to just walk away from a dragon and not die, it means you walk away from a dragon and you don't die. So.
And one thing that I would have liked to see is they were running a 4-1 split at one point with Sky High Tom. I think I would have preferred to see a protect the ADC comp. So Zed maybe on some sort of a control mage. Lissandra, I wouldn't mind seeing him on a Malzahar. If he could get those champs down, they could just do a protect the ADC comp, get Kaisa fed, and then Kugatu they need communication. They need to tell him to use his ult when they're ready to start up or re-engage.
Absolutely. His ult isn't on that long of a cooldown. We saw it every 8 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
It was not used as much as we wanted it to. So use your ults liberally, everybody. Not irresponsibly, but liberally, please, because there are lower cooldowns than you think.
Yes.
But congratulations to Gar Crush 1 right there. They're up now 1-2 after a forfeit week last week, and Blade Fusion's at 0-3. So hopefully we can see them show up a little bit more, come back and try and take the win for the final week.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Fable in future games. I really enjoyed his Malzahar game. Looking forward to see some more games. But we got another game coming up.
Absolutely. We will go to break, and at this point we will have the teams Lord Farquaad's. Oh my word, I know it. Hold on. It's a rhyme. That's all I remember now. Lord Farquaad's Star Quad.
That's a tongue twister.
Okay.
That's a tongue
Lord
twister.
Farquaad's Star Quad. Yeah, I'm like, I know what's going on, but it was just so in the tongue. Lord Farquaad Star Quad up against Down to Flash.
Good games. I'm excited for it. But yeah, so I'm Shay YT. This is Jason.
I'm Jason.
It was fun.
We'll be back.
See you for next game.
How's it going? Welcome back. We're back here with the League of Legends Winter Series 2020. And I'm Alex. Oh, GameTyrant. Yeah. I'm Alex Honest Dragon Leon, and I'm back with Shay YT again. Who do we got starting today?
So we have Lord Farquaad's Star Quad. Interesting name. And then we've got the Down to Flash.
Yeah.
Down to Flash. So two great teams here. We've got a couple of great players that I'm ready to look at. One being Jolts.
Yeah, Jolts is a really strong jungler. He actually has only died once so far. And actually the whole team, I believe, is like 25-4. They're really strong. A really strong team, and I'm looking forward to them dominating the Rift today.
Well, and they haven't lost yet, right? They're on a
Correct.
perfect win streak right now. Let's see.
But they did have a bye, so they've only played one game.
Gotcha. So they got a free win.
Yes.
Better than a surrender at 15.
Yeah.
Don't even start the game.
Yeah, for real.
So either way, they've still won one game. It shows that they have potential to win many more games. Let's see if they can do it again against this Lord Farquaad Star Quad. Lord Farquaad Star Quad.
Squad.
Star
Star Squad.
Wow, I'm getting tongue twisted. Okay.
Yeah.
One person that I'd like to look at is Mono here in the mid lane.
Syndra
or Kali Yas are some of the players, some of the solo queue champs that he plays.
I know he's really good. I've actually played against him a couple times. Last time I participated in this, and you remember too. They were really strong.
Yep. I would like to see a Syndra pick. Syndra is really strong right now.
Yes.
Played a lot in the LCS. Pretty high pick ban rate. So I would like to see the Syndra, but if he comes out with an Akali or Yas, I won't complain.
That's true. And especially with these strong junglers now, these strong tank junglers, I'm excited to see what Jolts picks up. Maybe we can see a set jungle. You know, that's been killing it in solo queue. That's what I've been rolling on.
Definitely wouldn't complain about that. You can't complain about a champion that literally pile drives tanks into the backline. Can't complain about it. Love to see it. Love to see the plays. And then I believe we also have Hide the Fish in this game, which is, I believe, an ADC.
I believe so. And I know that Jarvan is also one of their strong picks on as far as with Jolts. He's a really good jungler on Jarvan.
Well, if he likes the Jarvan, that means early game plays, which is always exciting.
So we could see a lot of blood this game.
Well, I won't complain. The more blood, the better.
Yeah.
Give me a bloodbath, please.
A lot more fun, for sure.
Some pocket picks. Looking at in the bot lane, I'm sure Felios is going to be a big one.
Yeah, Felios. I know that Senna
is
with
still
the
strong.
Support item actually is a really strong meta.
Interesting.
That was seen in the LCS. Sven actually was playing it. He actually got 0 CS pretty much most of the laning phase.
Jeez.
But he said it was because the scaling, I guess it's more gold efficient for souls than to farm, because even with the support item, you can actually get 25 CS before like having to stop CSing for the support item, but he thought the souls were more valuable.
Yeah, and in my short time playing ADC, I can actually believe what he's saying. In bot lane, you have so much to focus on. Not only do you need to be map aware, but you also need to be focusing on the CS and 2 enemy champions all laning phase. So it is extremely stressful. If you cut out the CS and only worry about poking whenever they go up to CS, I figure the lane would be a lot easier, a lot less stressful, easier to focus on what you need to. That means you're not as gankable. You have better vision. You have better map awareness in general. So I feel like it would help objectively as well.
I also would like to see like some bot lane priority. You know, if they have a comp that's focused around the bot lane, I think that's a lot stronger than, you know, a lot of the solo lane carries because of this tank meta and Sunfire Cape, Cinderhulk buffs. A lot of the rune, like I'd like to see a phase rush, maybe on like a Rise or Darius. You know, that the new phase rush buffs are really good too.
Yeah, they're insane. And I'd almost expect to see Ornn either picked or banned.
Yeah.
He's just way too strong with that
so
Sunfire buff.
You saw it in that last game. He was able to hold his own in lane, even on the losing side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely was the MVP of the losing team, which is difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult to perform well when your team is losing. So, Ornn, just powerful pick right now. And then in the bot lane, we have Aphelios, we have Senna. Kais is
you
always
could see
a
Ezreal.
Ezreal is a very safe pick.
It is. I did see an Ezreal Yuumi. That's normally pretty safe and generally really good scaling into the late game, especially where Yuumi gives extra AD to the champion she's on.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, and with Ezreal, biggest issue with Ezreal right now is he doesn't really have a place in Runes and Masteries. There's no one go-to mastery page. Conqueror is normally ran on him, but he's not as an effective of a Conqueror champ as say a Yasuo or Aurelia. Like, he just can't capitalize on the Conqueror as much. So if they do pick Ezreal, I'd like to see what kind of runes he comes out with. So if he does do the Conqueror, if he does something kind of tricky, like maybe a Comet or even Summonary.
Or maybe he could do Fleet Footwork.
Fleet Footwork would give him a little more sustain.
And it's a little safe. If he does get poked out by like a Senna Lucian comp, that's a lot of poke that he could recover from.
And in the mid lane, what are we looking for in the mid lane?
I think if he goes for the Syndra pick, I'd like to see a Zoe. Zoe does have a lot of poke, very, very dominant in LCS, in pro play in general. She's very highly contested.
Yeah, and one of the biggest problems with Syndra is she does have disengage, but she has no mobility. So if they can lock her down, they can take her out. So Malzahar comes into the question again. Every we've casted probably 3 Malzahar games.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised to see another one.
You could see a Malzahar again, especially with these tank junglers like Sedge. It could negate her ult.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't have as many gank potentials.
Yes. So I honestly wouldn't mind to see the Malzahar picked into the Syndra if that is how it goes out. Top lane, like I said, we're looking for Ornn.
Maybe a set.
Maybe a set in the top lane as well. We talked about him in the jungle.
Yeah.
But he is absolutely horrendous to deal with in the top lane.
Yeah.
Being a top lane main, he is my bane. I absolutely abhor going against Set in the top lane. I cannot stand
and I love playing him in the top lane.
I don't know what to do with him. He's got early game, he's got late game. I don't know where I come in.
Yeah, especially with the true damage. It penetrates through any tanky top lane.
That's something you can't even play it safe.
Yeah, he does fall. He does not fall off, but he's not as strong as something like Ornn.
Yeah.
Or I would like to see maybe even a Renekton go into him, because Renekton is really lane dominant. He's really a bully.
Yep.
It's similar to Set, and I'm actually not sure who wins that matchup.
All other melee carries, though, like thinking about it, my experience with Yorick, with Fiora, a couple of the top lane carries, they do not do well against Set. Set can just dominate them.
Yeah.
So if we do see a Set pick in the top, I would like to we would probably see the Ornn. The Ornn is probably what would come out against that. But I wouldn't mind seeing a couple cool outplays, 1v1s.
Yeah.
Maybe even another Yasuo might do the trick.
That's true.
And then looking in the jungle, Sejuani is right now very big pick, especially with the Cinder Hulk buffs. She's a good one. Like you mentioned earlier, the Set. But what else?
Set. A lot of people are playing like Trundle because he's very anti-tank meta. So he's really good to pick into someone like the Sejuanis, like the Ornns, going in on the top or in jungle. Oh, so we did get reports in. Lord Farquaad Star Squad just had to forfeit due to a missing player. And so I believe we are going to go on a short break and get a different team going on for the show match. Yep. And so we'll let you know in a minute.
Hey guys, welcome back to the GameTyrant Winter Series. We're going to hop into a game right now against Garchomp 3 and Needlessly Large Rods. So we already skipped the pick and ban. We get to hop right into the game.
Yeah, Garcrush 3.
Garcrush. So we just get to hop right in. So I guess we'll go over kind of the comps once we hop into the game. But it's going to be a good one. Ooh,
Sweet.
Action
we are
right
live.
at the start.
It looks like we've got a pretty dominant top lane. This Maokai is behind, it looks like.
All right, so breaking down the comps here, we have a Maokai against a I'm completely blanking his name. Mordekaiser. I never had an M in it. I was going to say Malzahar. It's not it. Maokai versus a
And
Malzahar.
It looks like we did get the set jungle.
We did get it.
Let's go.
We got it against Zach. And Zach is very good now with the Cinderhulk buff. He's probably actually one of the best picks you can do. Mid lane, we're doing a Heimer against the Syndra.
Yep, we got the Syndra pick.
And it's countered by the Heimer, which is interesting. And now we have Xayah and Rakan, lovers duo in the bot lane versus
a
very safe Ashen Thresh.
And looks like the flash burned out.
Oh, that's the benefit of Syndra versus Heimer.
Oh, the engage. Looks like Heimer's in a lot of trouble. The stun coming through. Set's coming in for the gank. And the stun stops him from taking down the Zac. But it would have only blown his passive. It looks like a fight down here on the bot side. Thresh hook and flashes away. Wow, this is already everyone's going in for these fights.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. So in the mid lane, they tried to focus down the Heimerdinger. Couldn't quite get him down. So they kind of just backed off there. But then there was a re-engage from the Heimer, and then Set showed up again, but nothing really happened, kind of just trading blows. And here goes Fiora, just doing a little bit of poke. Last week we did see Fiora on an Ornn. Ooh.
I mean, you got Syndra going for the blue. Set comes in and does pull her back. Looks like the hook goes through and
absolutely.
And the kill goes over to Set.
That response time, absolutely amazing. Lee Walkits saw what was going on and immediately responded, along with Lord Akron coming from the mid lane. Yeah. So props to them, honestly.
Kuhn looks like he's got a pretty good start. He's even got a CS lead on the Larry on Needlessly Large Rod.
Ooh, and we might have a gank coming up here soon. We have Larry waiting.
Oh, the hook goes through on Rakan. Rakan hops out. Zac coming in, and it looks like a lot of flashes burned, and that turret dive didn't look so clean. Oh, the kill goes over to the Xayah.
Holy
Calivire.
Action everywhere.
Clean kill.
This is exactly,
and it looks like barely short of that turret plate on bot side.
Honestly, this is exactly what I asked for. Bloodbath. I get it. So what happened there is Larry goes in. He tanks like he should. He did have his passive off. And he gets out at just the right time where all of his blobs were well protected by Cavalier and Big Ben. And so then after that, they did get, I believe it was Leewoodquets, that they got pretty low. And then Xayah just finished him off with the last two feathers. Honestly,
yeah.
it was a
with
pretty
the
good
clean kill on that turret dive. But they did lose one. But still, that puts them at 3-1, a pretty good gold lead and the advantage on the Drake.
Well, I think they only lost the Zac passive. I don't think he actually died.
He did not, but
so it was a clean
I believe
the
Rakan did.
Ah, gotcha. So it was a clean one for 3?
Oh, no, he did not. You're right. They did all live.
And not only that, but they got enough priority to then rotate over to Dragon and pick that up as well.
And especially with that being an Infernal, you don't want the leading team to be getting that Infernal.
Not when you have a Syndra. She can definitely one-shot. Been there. Ooh, and looks like we had a little action coming up here in top lane.
Looks like a little skirmish. Uh-oh. He's totally out of mana. The Maokai is gonna have to back to get some mana, but he doesn't really get to.
You know, and that's one of the struggles against laning against anybody who doesn't really use mana. So Garen, Riven, they're fairly difficult. Ooh, but Lord Arkin is so low.
Heimer's really low.
Right to Akron.
He is going to heal up with his pots, though.
It looks like Forest-Okun is looking for a catch here, but he's not finding anybody. Ooh, but he's getting ambitious. Big Ben looking for the engage, couldn't quite find it.
Yeah, it would have been a good engage, especially while Ashe was missing.
Ooh, and it looks like Fiora was trying to bait. And she got it, and here comes Larry.
Oh, it looks like the gank coming through. Mordekaiser is really strong. Gonna take out the Maokai.
Had him in the death row.
He flashes out. Zac, I don't think, has the damage to do this, and the teleport coming through from Heimer. Oh, he barely misses the pull. He does. Oh! Heimerdinger does take out Zac, and they're going to get some plates up here on top with this Rift Herald.
Holy cow. I thought he got away. The sidestep was beautiful. He honestly deserved to get out, but then...
Oh, Ashe Arrow comes through and misses. Looks like the teleport coming through from Maokai. They want to fight this. The set ult pulls Syndra, and Syndra does fall. Wow, another kill over to Forest.
So the missile from Heimer, from Lord Arkin, actually snuck the kill from Forest-Okun. So he was actually aiming, I believe, at a Fiora, but one stray missile.
Oh! The Ignite takes out Rakan.
Ooh, and looks like we got a little scuffle
looks
here
like
in the
Set
middle.
does want to fight. Heimer right there to back him up. I don't know if he can win this. Syndra's teleport in! The shutdown going over. Oh, and Calavire going in with a lot of damage on this Mordekaiser. He's going to have to be pulled out by Thresh.
Wow, these teleport plays.
Wow, they really wanted to fight there. And it looks like right there they evened up the kill advantage, but they're still 1,000 gold up. This is going to be a bloodbath.
Oh, yeah.
It's looking like
teleport plays, honestly, have been super exciting. They teleport right at the right time, all objectively. No teleports to lane. This is what I like to see. And so we're
10
looking
kills
here.
in almost as many minutes.
Ooh.
Oh,
barely
makes the recall.
Barely misses. Doing those greedy backs. Got to be careful there, Calavir. All right.
Okay, he's got a pretty big wave. Heimer's going to just lose all of his turrets.
Look at the Set, though. Keep your eyes on Set.
That's all right. Set's coming in for the gank. The stun goes through. Syndra may make it out.
Here comes the Zac. Oh, she makes it misses out with another Q coming
Set
out.
does have full passive. Oh, he's...
The
Ashe Arrow misses. Set ult. It looks like they're gonna get out of this with no deaths, but a lot of damage.
They're going for it.
Oh! Death living up to his name.
Solitude coming in,
clean.
living up to his name too, coming in alone. And Drake, right as Drake spawns, perfect timing, honestly. So they have priority right now in mid, not in bot, but they can pressure this dragon with numbers advantage.
I believe Solitude and Forest are going to go for this dragon.
Fiora
looks like another fight coming through on top. Mordekaiser definitely winning that trade.
All right, so here's the dragon.
They're looking to try and take this drag.
Oh, but the re-engage.
And Ashe actually was the one to take it. Solitude.
Nice try.
The jungler does fall.
Said it last game, you got to do it.
Yep. You got to do it. You got to make the risk.
All right, well, the vision was good. They also knew that Larry was coming. They saw him start the slingshot.
Yeah, and they did keep the ward far enough away from the pink ward on red side. So that they still have a ward in that dragon pit.
Calavir looking.
Oh, and the stun goes over. Oh, and Cavalier with the solo kill on the Thresh.
Absolutely beautiful. Lined up those Pethers, did the pull
back. The Syndra comes in. It looks like they're looking to dive this. Solitude does solo killed by what was Death. Solo killed by Death.
Holy cow. I know Syndra can do that, but I wasn't expecting it this early in the game. I didn't see that she came back with a full Ludens.
Goes over to Big Ben and Cavalier.
Wow, needlessly large rods showing up today.
Yeah, they are not going to let this go away from them. Looks like another skirmish from these two on the top side.
Fiora now has a sustain, though.
Oh, Syndra misses the stun. He flashes it.
And the
stopwatch. The ult comes through and he gets away.
No.
Oh, he's going to dive this.
No.
Oh, he should have waited for the full grit. He might have been able to. I don't think.
Planting a couple
he can get
traps.
Away from this. He does ult him. It doesn't look like Xayah can help.
Oh, but the jukes are real. The jukes are real.
Oh, he jukes it out, and Xayah Cavalier with the clutch save on this top lane.
Yeah, all glory
the
though to Fiora. Pulling some fancy feet, jumping from bush to bush, and predicting the Mordekaiser Q by sidestepping in the bush. Absolutely brilliant mind games playing by Fiora here.
Oh, it looks like we got another gank onto the jungler who is solo mid lane. They're not letting him get full grit, which is good.
I do believe Death has his ult, and there it is. Not enough, though.
Oh, he barely makes it out with the shield from his punch. Oh,
but the flash.
Both flashes go through. He did smite to stay alive.
Not quite enough, not quite enough. I think he was expecting his ult to do a little bit more, but unfortunately, the Forest Okun did go back and buy some magic resist. He does have.
Yeah, and they are looking for this Rift Herald. I think they're going to have to back off of it, though. Because they do have vision of the Heimer and Thresh.
They do. They knew that they were peeking in on the Rift Pit. That's going to be frustrating as a Heimer as well when you're against a lane opponent that can just constantly take out your turrets. I remember I have a friend who plays Heimer during, and he would always get mad whenever I'd 1v1 him with Karthus because I could do the exact same thing. Just take out his turrets. He's nothing without him. Oh, and the stun!
Oh! Death. Solo kills the Heimer. And it's looking like another skirmish here. Xayah ult comes through the full grit. He does ult him away, and he does fall.
It wasn't enough.
Larry and Cavalier.
It wasn't enough. And
both get the kills down there. 2 for 1.
Unfortunately, Fiora was hit by the Ash Arrow, so the Ash Arrow didn't come all the way through into the fight. If it hit one of the carries, I think it might have made a difference. But Fiora had already used his ult. He already did what he needed to do. And I think that won him the fight.
And I think actually that was technically a 3v1 or a 3 for 1 or 3 for 0.
Yeah.
Because Heimer did fall as well.
Heimer did fall right at the start of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Death solo killed him before the fight had even started. And they thought they had the advantage because they had the Ash Arrow lined up perfectly, but couldn't quite capitalize on any of the stuns that were made.
Yeah, and it looks like the gold advantage did swap over to needlessly large rods.
Let's see if they can maintain
solo kills.
I think the two that I've been watching and enjoying a lot this game so far has been Fiora and Death. They have both surprised me in either their ability to evade death or cause it. He's definitely been living up to his name lately, but by causing death.
Yeah.
Ooh, Calaveer's in a tricky spot, but Larry comes in to save.
Calaveer, they do go in to save him. Looks like it's going to be a messy fight. He does dodge the punch from... Oh, and Cavalier shut down by the Heimerdinger ult. Looks like they're all going to fall. Mordekaiser did miss his ultimate on the Rakan over there, and they are going to get this dragon uncontested now that all of them have fallen. Nobody can really do anything to stop them. Looks like Fiora does want to go in. Nope, they just get it.
Yep, it was the right move, backing off. It was the right move. So that team fight was actually pretty big for GC3 here. They not only were able to separate Calaveer, which is the main source of damage from needlessly large rods, but they were also able to capitalize on the re-engage, taking out multiple champions as they kind of just filed in one by one.
Oh, Big Ben with the knock-up. And I believe Ashe will fall. Oh, it looks like we got a little bit of lag there. Oh, and Fiora falls. Or, Death falls, not Fiora.
Yeah, that was a good catch onto Solitude, but they returned it with kill onto
and
Death.
They did get the bot turret for that, but
I
looks
would
like
say
a one-for-one trade. But that bot turret did kind of give him the advantage.
I would definitely say that was in GC3's favor, but hold up, because this Rift might change that. Should be a turret. Could be. Are they going to get the turret? They're not.
Oh,
pull back!
Set gets poked out here.
Calaveer.
I don't think the Heimer can do anything about that.
Oh, but the Ashe arrow.
He almost falls too. He does force the flash mid lane. The hook lands, but Big Ben will be able to get out. And I believe they did save that turret.
Yeah, so in that case, I do think GC actually won the previous trade because they did get middle tier 1 before the fight started, and they got tier 3 after the fight was over. It was just a one-for-one trade, but they got 2 turrets out of it as well. So I do think that they actually did well on capitalizing.
And the gold lead has been pretty close most of the game. Needlessly large rods is keeping the advantage, though.
All right. Well, we got a slow moment here. What needs to happen in these next couple minutes for either team to pull a victory?
I think Mordekaiser's gonna steal that.
Oh,
wow.
Jeez. It's got to feel bad. You do all the work and they get all the benefits. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so I do think they need to keep feeding the Syndra. I think that Death is probably going to be one of the biggest players in this game, seeing as he can take out Solitude or Lord Arkan if he can get the items. But also Calaveer. If Death can peel for Calaveer, along with Big Ben and Larry and Fiora, it just turns into Protect the ADC comp, and Calaveer can carry. We've seen it.
I believe the Heimerdinger Lord Archon got the shutdown gold on Saya.
He did.
And that was 1,000 gold shutdown.
He did.
And so he should be pretty big for the rest of this game too.
Yeah, when the majority of his items so far have been utility based.
Yeah, it looks like he's looking to just help out, you know, especially with the Spooky Ghost to keep vision.
Ooh, wow.
I don't know if
trying
they
to pull
have
a sneaky Baron here, but I don't know if they I think they know. I think
they
GC
don't have
knows.
vision of it.
They don't. But here's the Ashe. Yep,
They're
there it
just
is. Hawkeye.
Yep, Ashe did get that spotted out.
Ooh, and the arrow hits
the
Fiora.
ult through.
Oh,
Fiora does get stunned. It looks like Death takes out the Ashe ultimate coming through on Fiora. Set with the ult onto the whole team, and he's actually going to burst them all down with Mordekaiser.
Ooh.
Wow.
Let's see if they can do anything
RTB else with a lot of damage. in that fight.
Yeah, so I think if Death was able to kill Solitude a little bit quicker, that would have, maybe changed the outcome of that fight. But it was a 2 for 4.
Because they just basically solo killed each other.
Yeah, and if Death could have stayed alive a little longer, you could have provided a little more utility, a little bit more damage. But unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way. And now we have GC3 threatening Baron. They know what's going on, though.
I don't think they can come in for a steal, though, unless Larry can land it.
Oh,
almost.
Flash.
It looks like Larry is going to blow his passive here. I believe this is the kill on him. A hook comes through onto Fiora. Ash with the slows. He is going to take him out. And the pull coming through. Death will fall. Ash with the double kill over to Solitude.
Death just does monstrous amounts of damage, but he wasn't there for the fight. So they couldn't do anything else. He did go in and kill Lord Akron, but he couldn't do anything else after that. He got killed shortly after. So, unfortunate.
I believe this is the next drag over to them as well.
One closer to the soul.
I don't think there's anything they can do to contest it, so... That's gonna be a 20% ult CD on all of the members of Garcrush 3.
I would say that the Cloud Soul would be a lot more beneficial on needlessly large rods. Not many of Garcrush 3's champions really need to have their ults up all the time. It'll mean more Ash arrows, but also I guess Set can capitalize on it as well. But I would like to see if needlessly large rods can maybe contest a couple more of the other dragons and potentially obtain that Cloud Soul for themselves.
True, yeah. They could come back with it, but it does look like Garchomp 3 does have about a 3K gold advantage. A little bit more.
And the gold advantage has been going back and forth all game as well. I believe it started with GC3, but then switched over to needlessly large rods, and now is back in GC3's favor.
Yeah, I think needlessly can pull this out. Syndra does have a lot of utility herself. And Larry goes in along with Big Ben. They need Cavalier for the damage, though. They were just peeling for nothing there.
Yeah.
I think it was a bad idea to go in that corridor of the jungle.
Yeah, if they had some of their carries around, they definitely could have maybe gotten a kill or two.
I think they needed to be a little closer before that went in. But
there was just, like you said, no damage.
Still, no one fell. So they did make it out fine.
Ooh, but we got Fiora potentially coming in for a flank. He does have ultimate up. Let's see if that can... There it goes. Who are they going to catch? Oh, Lord Arkin gets the end of it, but they're not going to be able to take him
the
out.
Ult on the Fiora. Oh, Set comes in and pulls them. Looks like this skirmish is going to be pretty messy. Mordekaiser ults and takes out Zach from the fight. He does immediately fall. Set is looking for something on the Fiora. The hook comes through, and he will fall.
Wow. What a close fight.
Looks like a 2 going on. Oh, and the... Wow. A hook and Ash Arrow will make that a 4-for-1 in favor of Garcrush 3.
It was so, needlessly large rods were so close to just wiping their entire team. But luckily...
And it's looking like they could just go for the end.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
They're going on to the Nexus turret. I don't think Death can really do anything here. She's looking to poke from a distance. We do have Larry coming back alive. He went in for the engage. And they are able to back him off a little bit. Oh, Larry does go in.
That's the Thresh versus Zac matchup for you. He can.
Oh, it looks like he does get hooked, and he's getting attacked. But Larry is a super tanky champ. They're keeping him they're keeping pretty healthy. It looks like Gar Crush 3 are gonna have to back off of this fight. Oh, and Thresh does get caught out. The fight's gonna still go through. Set with the ultimate onto Cavalier. And Solitude on a killing spree.
Holy
And
cow.
a double kill.
The bloodbath. I absolutely love it.
I believe. Oh! Death. RTB. Killing Death here, and I believe they're just going to go for the end.
They can do it. If they can get another wave of minions in here, have Heimer still pushing in the bot lane.
It's only Big Ben and Cavalier here, but I don't think that they can end. I think they can still hold them back. They would need the set.
Heimer
He's
looking
gonna
to
burn
take
his
down
ult,
the tower. Solitude coming as well.
They can take down this turret, and I believe they do have to back off here.
Calaver is still scary, regardless of if his team's losing or not. He does do quite a bit of damage.
They're keeping up a lot of pressure. They're going to have to give attention to Mordekaiser in the top side, or they're just going to lose this dragon. I don't think they can really contest.
Yeah, I do think that GC3 really needs to be making some closing moves here. They don't want this game to keep going. They want to end it.
Correct. The Xayah does scale really well into the late game.
She does.
Like really well.
Ooh, here it goes. Contesting the dragon.
Onto Forest. It doesn't look like there's much they can do here.
Smite fight. Oh!
He does steal it. They do get the dragon and engage onto Death. And the teleport coming through from Fiora, but a little late there.
Yeah, they did get the Cloud Soul. They did do it. So now they just need to be looking at...
So it looks like they're pinging for that top turret.
Right now what they need to do is look for some checkmate moves. That's
yeah,
what GC3
they need
needs
to
do.
push this lead as best they can.
Yeah, the longer that they wait, the scarier that Death and Calaver get. So they want to close it out now. Let's see if they can make those moves.
I don't believe either team has Vision of Baron right now.
They do not, actually. But it looks like Forest may be walking over there. Not yet. Not yet, but it's coming. There's...
All right, that's Scuttle going over to Needlessly Large Rod. He does want to fight this. Big Ben does knock up. He's backing away. Waiting for Fiora to get up here. They need Cavalier in order for this fight to turn out well whatsoever. So they did just have to back off from that engage.
Yeah, that was a funny hook done by Lee Watkins. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but he grabs Zach right in the air. It was good. I mean, Larry wasn't able to get on the back line, but I don't know if it was intentional.
Gar Crush 3 going over to the Baron.
This could be
They are coming up to contest. Larry is hopping. Oh, they did already solidify it, so this is just going to be a fight. Death staying from behind. Cavalier with a lot of poke damage as well. He does have to burn the stopwatch, and he's the only one alive.
And that was it.
And the ace goes through for Gar Crush 3. And a double kill over to Solitude.
Holy
they are going
cow.
to be able to just end this game. I think with these long death timers, Big Ben's going to come up first, and he's not going to be able to stop these guys.
No, I think this was the move that we were waiting for. They got the Baron.
This is the
annihilated
push to end the game.
This is it.
They take the final tower, and they're going in onto the Nexus. Big Ben does come alive, and there's nothing he can do.
Game goes to Gar Crush 3.
Gar Crush 3 with that awesome victory.
Yeah, and honestly,
it was pretty even most of the game.
It was.
And Needlessly did keep a lead for a while. It was kind of crazy how they turned that around.
Yeah, and a lot of the team fights. Were all just based on whether Calavier or Death was in the fight. And in that last fight, that Baron fight, we didn't actually have them in the fight the entire time. Larry just kind of jumped in. So this is it right here. Larry jumps in and they kind of just annihilate all of them as they file one by one into the pit. Calavier and Death are doing what they need to do, poking from afar, but it's just not enough. They didn't have a front line.
And RTB, I believe, did take Death out of the fight, and he was not able to help. And so it's just Calavier against 4 champions. That one of those being set.
Yep.
There's nothing really you can do in that situation.
Yeah, but they did need to try to do the smite steal because they already had an inhibitor gone. It was close to GG, so they just needed to make the moves, look for the steal. Couldn't quite get it.
Yeah,
they
were a little late.
Yeah, you got to respect the effort, though.
Yep, that was really their only hope there. You know, another Baron push. Another Baron push would have solidified that game anyway.
Yep, but props to both Calavier, Death, and Fiora. Really liked watching them play, but Solitude had some great arrows. He also played really well on the Ashe.
Correct, yeah.
And then you can't forget the peel coming out from Thresh on Likowitz, I believe his name is. He definitely had some great peels, some great flays, and a couple great hooks.
Yeah, he had a lot of good hooks, and even the Ashe arrows were looking pretty good when they had that double kill in the mid lane on Zion and Rakan after they lost the team fight.
Yep, good stuff. Well, couldn't have asked for more from either team. They gave me exactly what I wanted, a bloodbath, and I enjoyed every second of it.
Full of action.
Oh, yeah, that's how it should be. Yeah. A lot funner to watch games like that. But I believe that was our last game tonight.
Yeah, that's it for tonight. I don't know if do we have standings? Alrighty. We'll have those for you next time. And yeah, keep tuning in. Every Saturday night we'll be doing these matches. Next week it'll be Garcrush 3 versus Thick Boys. And the next game is Needlessly against Thick Boys. So
Ooh,
looks like we get to see both of them play again next week.
I like that. I'm excited to see both Solitude and Calavier, some of the top performing players so far in the league. I'd like to see them match up against the same team to see who comes out on top. If they can both win or if only one does.
It's true. Maybe they can capitalize better. Maybe Thick Boys will be both. You never know.
We haven't seen them play yet, so it's going to be exciting. It's going to be great.
It's the first match we'll see. So make sure to tune in next week.
Yeah.
I believe that's it.
Yeah, my name's Shay YT. This has been the GameTyrant Winter Series. Games full of excitement. This was my co-host tonight, Alex, Honest Dragon Leon. It was fun. We'll see you next week.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter.